guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Life and Tea. My name is Tato. That's what the T stands for. We also share a lot of tea here about daily life, honey. Okay, so I'm an international student in Japan, in case you didn't know, and I do a lot of travel. I show you places to visit in Japan and in other countries where I get to go. And other than that, I love to share my love for books, which is what we're gonna do today. We're reviewing one of the books I read in the last couple of months. This is The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. Okay, so I know that with this book, I'm pretty much late to the train. I'm late to the station, the train has left. I'm just there, left alone, because this book came out in 1997, guys. Okay, so it's not a new release, it's not anything like that. How I came to know about this book is because it was one of the reading assignments for a literature class in high school. So when I was back at the African Leadership Academy, I know that the literature students read this book. I was not in that particular class, but I knew of it at that point, but I never got to read it. And then I was traveling around, and you guys saw in my videos from Korea, that's when I started reading this book, and then I kind of finished it when I got back here, and boy, was this a ride. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. This is a book that begins pretty much from the get-go. You are in the story. There's not a lot of like setting up the background or like setting up the world. First of all, it is a family drama. It is a, you know, kind of like historical fiction also in a sense, but more so family drama. So it's based in like India, 1960s India, and we have this family. This family has fraternal twins, so the story is really about them, but it's not told from their point of view. It's told from like a third person point of view. We're exploring how their lives have kind of shifted and changed while they were growing up, then also when they are in adulthood. And there's so many things that happen in their village in India, and things that are happening in the society as a whole. So the book really explores a lot of difficult themes, such as racism, classism, the caste system in India, discrimination, social discrimination with religion and stuff like that. This family has Christians and was it Muslims? There's other religions as well. This family has a single mom, so the twins are being raised by a single mom, but she lives with her mother and her brother in this one house. And there are so many things in this society that are just wrong, you know? But I think the one thing that really stands out to me is just how people's lives, like young children's lives, such as the two twins, Esther and Rahel, can be changed by such, you know, just small incidences, small events can really lead a person's life to spiral in a way that's sort of irreparable in a way. It's such a good book. I don't even know how to describe it because there are so many events that happen. Like, it's only around 339 pages, but I feel like within these pages, it's a very dense book. Like, so much is explored within this book, and it's only 339 pages. It didn't make me sad to the point of crying, but there are themes in here that really made me disgusted by the world that we live in. There is one particular scene in here which involves a man wrongfully accused of a crime, and the authorities come to know that he was wrongfully accused, but because of this man's status in society, they decide to kind of go with the lie that this man actually committed this crime, even though it came to their knowledge that he was not at fault. You know what I mean? So the fact that even knowing someone is innocent, but because of his low class or his low status in his society, you'd rather not set him free. You'd rather not have this man be free because it suits his character to have committed this crime, even though in this case he did not. There's so much. There is a cousin that shows up in here. The cousin is from abroad, so we also see how different the treatment of local Indians is to other local Indians versus to foreigners who are lighter skinned, and you know, this sort of thing. That even though I'm not from India, I'm from Lesotho, but a lot of the themes kind of resonate with me because it's things that I've seen in my own society, like the how do they say it, internalized racism in a sense, and internalized colorism, where sometimes we as the people of the nation don't treat each other as well as we treat a foreigner who, and this is only a foreigner who is lighter skinned than us. So normally foreigners who are darker are treated worse, you know what I mean? So yeah, we have that sort of a situation in here as well. What are the things that I didn't like about this book? It's not a lot of things, though. I think the major thing is that the story is not told in a sequential format, you know? So it doesn't start from, okay, these kids are young, this is what happened as they grew up. You are fed information from many incidences, and you kind of have to put the pieces together in your head to make it make sense. I think that in the beginning I was kind of following. There was a part in the middle where I had no idea where we are in the story. Are these kids teenagers? Have we returned from, you know, Calcutta yet? What's going on? But if you kind of let that go a little bit, kind of let it go that it has to be linear, and just get the story for what it is, you will stop being confused much sooner than I did. Because I know I was definitely confused at some point. There's a story about a dying elephant there. There's a story about the police station. It's all happening at the same time, and I had no idea which one matters more now, and what do they have to do with each other? You know what I mean? I think that I was battling a lot in my head to kind of make the timeline to make sense, but this is not a book that's written in that way. So yeah, I think this was the major issue for me. Is like, okay, had the story been told more linearly? Actually, yes, I do think it would have elevated it a little bit for me, because, for example, there are things that we are told already in the first chapter as things that already happened, right? But then when we come to later chapters and the things are just unfolding, then sort of like a flashback scenario, I no longer care as much. You know, like big events like life and death situations, we already knew in that particular chapter that this is gonna happen. So I'm no longer as invested in chapter 14 as the thing is happening, because I knew it was going to happen anyway. So I feel like the foreshadowing was very much in your face, and maybe I didn't enjoy that as much. So yeah, that's my review of Arundhati Roy's A God of Small Things. Let me just read you some of the excerpts from the back from other people. So Harper's and Queen says, this is a masterpiece, utterly exceptional in every way. Newsweek says, a banquet for all the senses we bring to reading. The Pioneer says, a sad story told very hilariously, very tenderly, and very craftily. This is true. And the Daily Telegraph says, it is rare to find a book that so effectively cuts through the clothes of nationality, caste, and religion to reveal the bare bones of humanity. And lastly, the New Yorker says, a novel of real ambition must invent its own language, and this one does. I think definitely did. So this was such a nice read, and for me, again, it's a book that has kind of just been there over the years. I knew about it and I finally got to read it, so I'm really happy. And also, this book won the Booker Prize in 1997, and it was the debut book of Arundhati Roy. Imagine, like, your very first novel winning the Booker Prize. I mean, yes! So now I finally understand why they won the prize. So now, yeah, I'm happy to have read it. If you have read it as well, let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. I don't care if you share any spoilers. I've already read it, so it's fine. Let me know if you've read it or if you would like to read it. Thank you guys for chilling with me today as I reviewed one of my books that I read this year. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed this, and comment what you're reading right now, and also comment if you've read this one. And if you're still here at the end of the video, let me know by giving me a flower emoji. Do we have a book emoji? I don't know if we have books emoji, but if we have a book emoji, send me a book emoji. If not, you can just give me flowers. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time, and mwah, 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 mwah. Check out my Instagram links and my Twitter links on the description below. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye.
That's a wrap.